Let's have a look at the different move in the market today. If we start with the pound, because this morning you had the inflation readings for the UK at 9:30. So expectation for inflation was 2.8%. Core inflation expectation year on year 2.5%. And both reading printing better than expected. So inflation year on year was 2.9, and then core inflation year on year was 2.7. Let me just transition the screen here to show you the data. So this is core inflation year on year, as you can see here. This is best reading since 2012, and then same thing here for the inflation year on year, best reading since the end of 2013. So reaction in the pound, we go back to the pound charts, just go to smaller time frame. So 9:30, as you can see here on my chart, we're trading at around the R1 level of the day, 132.05, and then as soon as the data came out, managed to take the high of yesterday, which was at around this level here, managed to break above the R2 level of the day, 132.47, and then we tested the high of the 1st and the 2nd of August. So let me just go back and highlight these levels here, these areas here, and then we tested this level the 3rd of August before retracing a little bit for the rest of the session. But now more recently, seeing the pound trading at really elevated level again, near the highs of the day. Another news for the pound was later at around 3:30, you had comments about the EU and the UK negotiations teams, and they said that they're going to postpone the next round of the talks. So we've seen this reaction, really short-term move to the downside, seen in the pound following these more negative comments. But we quickly managed to recover this, and as I said, we're now trading around the high of the day in the pound. Different other products to have a look at for the session is equity market. You can see here on the left is my DAX chart in the morning, continue to push higher, continue the trend that we've seen since yesterday. Managed to break above R1 and now slowly retrace down, but still remain at elevated level. If we have a look at the S&P, managed to make a new all-time high at around 230, so at the cash open, retraced a little bit, but then still remain at elevated level as well. But the index that was really interesting today was the Nasdaq. So let me just bring up my Nasdaq chart here. So Nasdaq trending lower because today is the press conference, Apple press conference, where they're gonna release the 3 new iPhones. So then it's kind of buy the rumor, sell the fact, price action, meaning that the market was expecting and pricing in the press conference where they're gonna release the new iPhones. So then when the actual press conference happened, then you have a sell-off in the equity. So Apple shares still down for the session. Let me just show you here the Apple chart here. Apple still down for the session. So waiting on the Nasdaq, the overall index. That's why you see the Nasdaq trading lower when the S&P still remains at all-time high levels. So that's for the equity market. Another product that moved quite a lot today is the oil. So oil still making new highs for the session as I'm speaking. Now trading 48.41. So you had this morning some OPEC comments. OPEC comment this morning when they said that they're in talks for extending the production cut for a longer time frame than 3 months. Yesterday you had the sources saying that they're gonna discuss potential extension for 3 months, but now they said more than 3 months. So this happened 11:56 this morning. Move to the upside here seen in the oil markets, and then a bit of volatility, a bit messy at around 2 o'clock when you had the usual pickup in volume. But now we managed to recover these losses, bounce back off at the pivots, and now we're still trading around the high of the session. So yeah, let me just have a look at tomorrow's calendar to conclude the wrap. Tomorrow should be really interesting because in the morning you have the job report of the UK. Let me just transition the screens. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 13th of September, 9:30, usual time of the UK data releases. So you have the job report, claimant count, and average earnings, and also unemployment rate. So this is tomorrow morning. You have some data from European area, industrial production month-on-month, year-on-year for the month of July. And then afternoon, you have PPI 130 for the US. And then tomorrow, because tomorrow is Wednesday, you have the weekly oil inventories. But bear in mind that the oil market is more sensitive to the situation with the hurricanes in the US and OPEC comments. So do you remember last week the impact of the API and DOE crude oil inventories was really limited on the oil market. So good to keep this in mind tomorrow when trading the DOE. Maybe we'll have to be a bit more realistic with our expectations. Okay guys, that's it for the wrap. I hope you all had a good day. Enjoy your evenings, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.